Zohar HaKodesh. That's in Parshas Tzav. In the Zohar, Parshas Vayechi, Tayin le adahu yuma basroi latzeres. A person's psak is hanging in there until the last day of Atzeres. Dahu tamye l'chag, that's the end of the chag. The ovid tshuva shleima, kame mori, if he does a tshuva shleima before the Rebbeinu Shalom, is kare, the psak, whatever is torn up. Vilo, zochen inen piskin nafkin mi beimalki v'smasen biyoda desantra. He's given over. If he doesn't do a tshuva shleima, he doesn't. So then, unfortunately, he's given over to one of the escorts. The dina misabed of piskin lo mahadrina lebeimalki, and the piskin, the psak, does not come back to Rebbeinu Shalom ad kamashem. And that's what we say on Hashanah Raba. We say an expression piska teva. Piska teva. So it's not a piska teva that the Rebbeinu Shalom should take you to piskin, not give it over to somebody else, not give it over the din, give it over to the Basin gives over to the people who are supposed to administer the psak. The Yerushalmi says in Rosh Hashanah, Mao yom yom yedroshin. So the Gemara says, the Yerushalmi says, Zu yom yom. What's yom yom? Zu tkiya v'arova. Tkiya v'arova. That's the lashon of the Yerushalmi. The Yefas Torah explains the Yerushalmi. Shebishnei yomim elu Rosh Hashanah v'Hoshana Raba kol dorshim es Hashem b'nei sheb Rosh Hashanah hu tchilas hadin v'Hoshana Raba gemardin. So this is the mocker of this is not only a Zohar HaKodesh, it's a Yerushalmi. It's a Yerushalmi that Hoshana Raba somehow has a din. Yom Yom Yidroshin. Yom Yom, first Yom is Rosh Hashanah, and second Yom is not Rosh Hashanah, is Shmini Atzeres. I want to give a little bit of a background to understand this halacha. Well, what's I think it's a machlekes. It's not a davar pashut by me, but I think it's a machlekes. And the inyonim here. I'm starting off with Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi says Yom Yom Yidroshin. Yom, the first Yom is Rosh Hashanah. And the last Yom, the last final time is Yom. The last Yom is what? Is Shmini Atzeres. I'm trying to put it together here. What is on Rosh Hashanah? Oh, somebody learned in this Gemara. Baruch Hashem. This is your Gemara. Where's the official? Is it higher Gemara? That's what you learned. Is that the Gemara? Somebody learned in this Gemara. Sometimes you open up a Gemara, it's fresh. There's a difficult Gemara which the Rishonim are working on, and Rabbaran Zatzal has a whole in Mishnah's Rabbaran. There's a whole shtickle terror, and it's appropriate to mention it because I'm in Lakewood. Rabbaran Zatzal is Lakewood. The Mishnah says on Rosh Hashanah, Ba'arba prokim oilam nidin. Okay, Batzeres ala Peres, Rosh Hashanah kol ba'oilam oivim lafonav, Yotziyacha libam hamevin akol masemo v'chag nidodam alamayim. Okay. The Gemara says over here, the Gemara brings a brisa. The Gemara brings the brisa as follows. Amar Rava. No, not the brisa. Akol nidoidim, the Tanya, Akol nidoidim b'Rosh Hashanah, ugzar din shalahem nechtam b'Yom HaKippur. Everyone is nidin on Rosh Hashanah, and the gzar din is nechtam on Yom Kippur. Everyone knows this. We daven Rosh Hashanah, Aser Yemei Tshuva. That's what it is, Aser Yemei Tshuva. The basement doesn't. We did it. We experienced it. And then we have another maimer, famous maimer. Everyone knows this. And the Gemara says over here, Tanya. No. Gimel kita same liyom adin achashel tzadikim gemur v'achashel rishonim gemur v'achashel beinonim. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Omer of Kusbadoy, Omer of Yechanan. Gimel sform niftochim b'Rosh Hashanah. Echad shel rishonim gemur, v'echad shel tzadikim gemur, v'echad shel beinonim. Tzadikim gemurim nechtovim v'nechtomim la'alter l'chayim. Rishonim gemurim nechtovim v'nechtomim la'alter l'misa. Beinonim tuluyim v'yoimdim. Rosh Hashanah v'Yom Kippur. Zochu nechtovim l'chayim. Lo zochu nechtovim l'misa. This is the famous Gemara. Everyone knows that the Gemara form of Tzachim. And Tesis says over here a Chidush, and the Goyin learns like Tesis, and it's common nafkeminas la'alocha. Tesis says here, and Rabbaran works with the shitas of the Goyin and Tesis, but I'm not. I just want to mention a point over here. So the Gilmus form of Tachim is what? There's Tzadikim Gemurim, there's Rishonim Gemurim. They have their din on Rosh Hashanah. Beinonim are Tuluyim V'Oimdim until when? Until Yom Kippur. Zochu Nechtavim L'Chaim. Lo Zochu Nechtavim L'Misa. That's what comes out. So Tesis says over here, Tesis like the Chidush. It's speaking about Chaye Olam Haba. The Meimer of Omer Rabbi Yochanan, the Meimer of Omer Rabbi Yochanan, B'Shem Rabbi Kuspedoy, Gimel Sform Neftachim, is speaking about the Cheshbon of Olam Haba, not Olam Hazeh. Speaking about Olam Haba, not Olam Hazeh. What's the Hechrech of Tesis? We'll have to see what the Hechrech of Tesis is. But that's the Chidush. That's the Chidush. What about Olam Hazeh? What about Olam Hazeh? Listen, Olam Haba is a wonderful thing, but we're holding an Olam Hazeh. What about Olam Hazeh? So, L'chera, Olam Hazeh is the Gemara I just told you before, the previous Gemara. Tanya, Kol Nidodim B'Rosh Hashanah Gzar Din Shalem Nechta B'Yom Kippur. That's L'chera, Olam Hazeh. That's, and it says the Lashon Hakol. Hakol. Nidodim B'Rosh Hashanah Gzar Din Shalem Nechta B'Yom Kippur. What's going on over here? Here it says Hakol Nidodim. Hakol means everybody. Turn the Omer, and I have another thing. Omer Kisbedoy Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Gimel Sform Neftachim B'Rosh Hashanah. Echad Shel Rishonim Gemurim. Ve'echad Shel Tzadikim. The Rishonim and Tzadikim have what? On Rosh Hashanah. And the Beinonim are the what's his name? And the Beinonim are pushed off to Yom Kippur. So it's not Hakol. Kasha from one Omer to the other. Okay, they're different prices. But what's going on over here? So the Goin doesn't go into this Nakuda of the Hakol over here. But the Goin, that's our Korchach, the Hechrech from Tesis. The Hechrech from Tesis is that this din of Ramal Kusbadoim, Rabbi Yochanan is speaking about the din of Olam Haba. So it comes out an unusual thing. That when it came Rosh Hashanah, we had two dinim. As it was often, zwei dinim. Two dinim. A din of Olam Hazeh and a din of Olam Haba. What are you going to ask them? What's Olam Haba? Okay. Rabban a little bit speaks about what's the din of what's Nogei Olam Haba now. What's Nogei Olam Haba now when a person is still alive? Oh, but okay, I'm not. The Tesis says it. Those are Tesis. It's finished. Tesis says it's Nogei to Olam Haba. Tesis says the din is Olam Haba. The din is Olam Haba. The first din, obviously, if that's what Tesis is learning, that the Meimer of Rabbi Yochanan, Omer Kusbadoy Omer Rabbi Yochanan, that Meimer is going on what? On Olam Haba. It must be that this Braisa, the Tanya Hakol, Nidodim B'Rosh Hashanah Gzar Din Shalem Nechta B'Yom Kippur and Devi Rab Meir, that must be, that's Olam Hazeh. It has to be. If this is Olam Haba, this has to be Olam Hazeh. So Olam Hazeh is everyone is needed on Rosh Hashanah, but the Gzar Din is Yom Kippur. Olam Haba, it's a different story. Tzadikim and Rishonim Gemurim get their psak on Rosh Hashanah. Mashenkin Beinanim get their psak later on. The Goyin stellt sich on a girsa which everyone makes a mistake. Everyone makes a mistake. The Ramah says at the end of Tov Kuf Pei Beis that the greeting that one gives one to the other after davening, v'noagim sheko echad oimer l'shana tova tikoseh v'tichosem la'alter l'chaim tevi mosholem. The Ramah says, the Ramah doesn't have that nusach. It's a nusach that's written in all the Sidurim. But the Ramah, what's his name, does not have that nusach. And the Ramah says, v'noagim sheko echad oimer l'chaver l'shana tova tikoseh. That's all it says. It doesn't say more than that. So if one takes the Art Scroll Siddur or any Siddur and puts it together with the Ramah, so the Ramah is only writing a kitzer, Suddenly ran out of ink, and he wrote the Shana Tov. But he means But the Ramah, the Goin says not. Goin says what it says, the Shana Tova Tikosef is dafke, the Shana Tova Tikosef. Why? Because the member of Reb Kuspedoy, Rabbi Yechanan, according to Tesis, that's the din of Olam Haba. That we say, what are we saying? L'shana Tova Tikosef, v'tichosem, la'alter, l'chaim tevim, u'sholem. That's referring to Olam, the din of Olam Haba. But the din of Olam Hazeh is not like that. The din I just told you, gentlemen, the Tanya Kol Nidaidim B'Rosh Hashanah Gzar Din Shalem Nechta B'Yom HaKippurim Devei Reb Meir. So it's not like that. It says Hakol Nidol. Hakol means everybody. Hakol Mikol Kol. Hakol. Hakol Nidodim Rosh Hashanah. So how can I tell a person L'Shana Tova Teikosim v'Teichosim La'alter L'Chaim Tevim? I can say L'Shana Tova Teikosim v'Teichosim, but not La'alter.
Maybe the bracha is for tzaddikim for Olam Haba.
Yeah, okay. Well, so it must be that we're talking about Olam Haba. So we're Mir Vinchanon. That comes out over here when a person says L'Shana Tova Teikosim v'Teichosim La'alter L'Chaim Tevim. We're speaking about Olam Haba. Forget about Olam Hazeh. You can plot on tomorrow. On the second day Yontiv, you can plot. But Olam Haba, La'alter L'Chaim Tevim U'Sholem. That's what it comes out. It's a funny thing, but that's what it comes out. Okay? It's a Modamaisa. So here we have a practical nafkamina. What nusach do we give a person a bracha? What nusach do we give a person a bracha after Marav? L'Shana Tova Tikosef, like the Ramah says, or L'Shana Tova Tikosef v'Teichosim la'alter l'chaim tevim mosholem. Everyone has takes the siddur. I remember the boys coming to me, they have the siddur in one hand, the siddur in one hand, and they come to the L'Shana Tova Tikosef. I say, no, I nod my head. I said, L'Shana Tova Tikosef, and you should have a gebench to your. Okay, but this is so the Goin understood from the Divrei HaRamah that what the Ramah said, L'Shana Tova Tikosef, is bedafke, only that, nothing more. And that's the Goin Opke learned a Ramah. That means the Goin learned up a Ramah that when we say L'Shana Tova Tikosef, it means only L'Shana Tova Tikosef. So you're B'Slechadayin. So you have to know how to learn up a Ramah. That's, you see. So the Goin told us how to learn up a Ramah. Then it says L'Shana Tova Tikosef. It's only Tikosef. Sagt der Gorn, what's the union? What is the union? What's the union? See, son, it's a chesed. It's a grace of chesed that Rebbeinu Shalom made, that everyone has a chasima only on Yom Kippur. It's a grace of chesed. The ksiva is now, but the chasima is only Yom Kippur. So if a person, any person, does tshuva, the Rebbeinu Shalom rips it up, whatever, the Rosh of the chasima rips it up, throws it away in the pile. It's a chesed, chazdei Hashem. It's from the grace of chazdei Hashem that he only makes a ksiva. He only makes a ksiva. Rebbeinu Shalom only makes a ksiva. Comes Yom Kippur, a Yid, even a Rosh Gomer, he does tshuva, zeicha, Rebbeinu Shalom, what's his name? Rebbeinu Shalom writes him down, makes a new ksiva and a chasima on Yom Kippur. Macht a naya ksiva and a naya chasima. Steiten goyna yisoy. Steiten goyna yisoy. So what is that the din of the chasima that we're talking about? I told you, that's Taisa says. Only nogea to olam haba, not nogea to olam haz. Aber steiten goyna yisoy. What is the yisoy of steiten goyna? As lu yitzur there be a chasima, you couldn't tear it up. Once there's a chasima, you can't tear it up. That's the chesed that the Rebbeinu Shalom does for the Yochid and the Tzibur, that there's no chasima on Yom Kippur. What's nogea to olam haba is nogea to olam haba. But what's nogea to olam hazeh? A Yid can nocham ton. You can still do. There's no chasima. It's a ksiva. A ksiva, okay. Yeah. But once there's a chasima, it's a chasima. So if there's a chasima, it's finished. Das steht in Goy. That's the chesed, the grace of chesed the Rebbeinu Shalom does. So it's a grace of Yisai. It's a grace of Yisai.
Why do the tzaddikim not have a chasima over it?
Huh?
Why do the tzaddikim not have it?
Okay, that's it. Because the Rebbeinu Shalom, lo plug is whatever it is. He wants to give to everyone. But the grace of chesed. So even a Russia, what's his name? He doesn't have it. As they state, what's his name? That's the Hakol Nidon. That's the first. The Divir Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says every day. Rabbi Yossi says every hour. There's different machliks in it, but we paskin. That's the Mishnah. The Mishnah goes Aliba de Rabbi Meir. So the Mishnah is like Rabbi Meir, and this Rabbi Kustoyam, Rabbi Yechon is Nachameimer. What's the Chidash of Rabbi Kustoyam, Rabbi Yechon? It's Chaylik on the Mishnah. Teretz is the Mishnah speaking about Olam Hazeh. The Goy doesn't go into this Nakuda, but it's self-explanatory. And they remember because Rabbi Yochanan is going on Olam Haba like Taisus. Taisus learns the case of Olam Haba. What's the Indian of Olam Haba? Okay, there is such an Indian of Olam Haba. There's a psak of Olam Haba, and there's a psak of Olam Hazeh. And Rabbaran goes into this Nakuda. And one of the nafkaminas is Shana Tova Tikros. The Maisa, it's interessant. According to the Goin, just according to the Goin, the Goin has, people are not aware of this, but I'm telling you things. And I'm not telling you not in Derech Nister, I don't understand Nister. Nister, you have to go to the Mekubalim. The Goin Zoklecha Grace Achidish, and the Hosofis, which the Goinim were masakin, is vice the chais that the Hosofis were there before, but the Goinim were masakin to say it. And the Zachreina l'chaim l'chovitz v'chaim v'chasreina b'sefer chaim l'mancha elokim chaim. And mi kamocha av harachamim zecha yitzur l'chaim b'rachamim. The Goin says this goes on Olam Habo. The two Zachreina, the Goin in another mokum, not by Essen Shulchan Aruch. But the Goin says this goes on Olam Haba. So these Zachreinu l'chaim. The Zachreinu, the two Osafas that we say at the end of davening, the Goin says it goes on Olam Hazeh. Ochsov l'chaim tovim kol b'nei b'risecho. And it says b'sefer chaim brocha v'shoma panos hateva meitnet Olam Haba. Mebetach panos hateva in die Welt. So this is the Goin says in Oil Yael. The Goin says that the first two things that we say in the Shemona Esrei, in the beginning of Shemona Esrei, the Tosafos is going on the din of Olam Hazeh. The last two Tosafos is going on Olam Haba. Excuse me. The last two Tosafos is going on Olam Haba. The two dinim, and the Meyachas are two different things. Azizok the Goin. He goes with the Goin goes with Kabbalah. The Goin understood, but I'm not going with Kabbalah again. The Azizok the Goin. But it's interesting that in the after the V'alkula Misborach V'Yisrom Shimcha Ma'akena Tamid Olam Voed, it says, in which it doesn't say in the previous things, it says Uchsov L'chaim Tovim Kol B'nei B'Risecho. Uchsov L'chaim Tovim Kol B'nei B'Risecho. It says the Lashon Kol. It doesn't say Kol in the first two. It says V'Zachoin L'chaim Elochav V'Chaim Chasveina B'Sefer Chaim. It doesn't say the Lashon Kol. I feel bad. I don't know who you are, but I feel bad that you're standing. Come. You're standing because you want to be closer to me, so maybe here's a chair, please. I feel bad. Looks like a choshev here. No, but maybe you wanted to. Oh, okay. Unless you want to stand, I know. Some people stand because they'll fall asleep otherwise. It's late, it's not. But the Lashon Kol is only mentioned at the end. What's the Kol? Why isn't it written Kol before? The Teretz is, according to the Goin, the last two Zechronis that we're mentioning is an inyan of Olam Hazeh. And there's a ksiva and a chasima for everyone at the end. That's the call. Sadikim, Rishoyim, Beinanim, everyone gets it's included. That's the call. In Olam Haba, it's not. Olam Haba, there's already a chalukim already. Olam Haba, the Tzadikim get it right away, La'alter, and the Rishoyim get away. Unfortunately, they're din in Olam Haba, La'alter. The Goin says, Michamocha V'Zacha Yitzur is referring even to the Neshomas. It's the Yitzur who are going to be born yet. So and the Olam HaGilgul, the Neshomas who are Megalgalim to come back. But again, this is not Nogea. I'm a simple guy. But I'm just saying, nothing going on. It's meduyak that there are two dinim always going around. When we say it's also in the Avinu Malkenos. If you look good in the Avinu Malkenos, for the Sersemei Tshuva, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Chaim Tov, Kasveinu B'Sefer Gula B'Shu, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Parnos V'Chakol, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Zchuyos, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Slicha Mechila. I mean, that doesn't make sense. It should be Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Zchuyos. That should be number one. Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Slicha Mechila. And then it should be Kasveinu B'Sefer Chaim Tov, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Gula B'Shua, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu. The Seder of the Avinu Malkenos is a little bit hafuch. But Nochen Goin, the first Avinu Malkenos are Avinu Malkenos for Olam Hazeh. That's what we're asking for. Then the second ones is we're asking for Olam Hazeh. Kasveinu B'Sefer Zchuyos. So Olam Haba, Avinu Malkeno Kasveinu B'Sefer Slicha Mechila. The Seder is awful. But it comes out, according to the Goin, a lot of inyonim fall into place. You want to ask a question before Shlomo?
What's the lashon by the Beinanim? Does it say at the end?
No,
but it doesn't say Chasim.
Doesn't even say a ksiva. Okay, but this is what was stated in the Gemara. Okay, so this is the Goin. So according to the Goin, but the Goin, I'm impressing on you on the Kuda, and the Nakuda is the Goin says this is from Chazdei Hashem, that Nogeya to the din of Olam Hazeh, it's from Chazdei Hashem that the Rebbeinu Shalom does not give us a chasima on Rosh Hashanah, and that's because in order that everyone has a chance to be zoiche to an Olam Hazeh dik a year, and that's what we're betting. From the Goynetz Mavur, that once there's a chasima, that's finished. It's geendigt. So, what is the inyan of Hashanah Raba? Okay. Wie kann sein a chasima noch a chasima? Wie kann sein a chasima noch a chasima? How can it be a chasima noch a chasima? This is a problem. Huh?
Yitzchak.
Rabbi Yitzchak has Kodem Gezaydim Gacha Gezaydim Tefillah. Okay, the Gemara, that's one of the avenues, but it's only tzaka or Tefillas Rabbi. Taisus says Tefillas Rabbi, and what's his name? The Inyan is tzaka. Taisus says also. Okay, but tzaka, but it has to be tzaka. I don't know what tzaka. There's an Inyan of Muslim of Tefillah. There's an Inyan of tzaka. He's referring to the Gemara in Zion. The Gemara says over here. Quoting Gezardin of Rabbi Yosef says even after Gezardin also it helps. As I state, but that's only tzaka. Some Musa called tzaka. Okay, that's l'char the only avenue. That's l'char the only avenue. But it's everything is nitazeh portion. The Gemara says over here an interessante Sach. The Gemara in Rosh Hashanah says, and I always wondered myself what the din was. Adam she'ira bokerio ones kodem Yom Kippurim nidin l'shover le'acha Yom Kippurim nidin labo. As they state in the Gemara. So the Gemara says carry kagom bored or shidofin, whatever, or an ones. So it says something that period of time between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. A person's gestrofen, whatever it is, he has an einish. Where did that? What was the psak? Was that a psak from the Rosh Hashanah time, or that was a psak from the year before? So the Gemara says, "Nidin l'shover b'yom kippurim sha'oshtaked nigzar olav." As they state in the Gemara, that's not as they like Rashi. So it comes out of Meradik Achidush. Stetach that if a person has a psak from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippurim, his din terah was determined from when? I'm reading Rashi. B'Yom Kippurim sha'oshtaked nigzarla, from Yom Kippurim of last year. Someone mezacha, but they state in the Gemara. Das steht by us in the Gemara. Okay. The Yerushalmi asks the same question. Yerushalmi says, person has a what's his name, so the Gemara Yerushalmi says, what's the kasha? Yerushalmi frek the kasha. Yerushalmi asks the same question, and the Yerushalmi says, nay, what's the problem? That's the maimer. That's the maimer for Omer Rab Yechanan, Omer Rab Kuspadoi. Tzadikim Gemurim Nidin La'alter, Rishoim Gemurim Nidin La'alter, and the Beinin Matuim a person who gets a strafe, who gets a punishment, is whatever it is. He's a Russia. He got a punishment, okay? Didn't get a punishment he could have gotten a misa again. A misa, I think the Lashon is a person who dies. The Lashon of the Yisham is a person who dies. What after Rosh Hashanah? What is his din? What's his din? So the Yisham says, what's the Pella? What's the Schmitz verstehen the Pella? So steht in the Yishami not like the Babli. Steht in the Yishami not like the Babli. Not like the Goin either. The Yishami is not like the Goin. The Goin is learning like the Babli. Because if the Yishami is talking about somebody dying, so that means the Meimer of Rabbi Yechanan of Kusvadoi Gimel Sforim Niftochim B'Rosh Hashanah. So steht in the Yishalmi Yisai Godel. It's going on Olam Hazeh, not like the Tesis understood that it's going on Olam Haba. The Yishalmi says, what happens if somebody dies between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur? What is that then? What's the Yerushalmi asking? Because the Yerushalmi knew that the Bavli says fakir. The Bavli says, it goes on from the previous year, but the Yerushalmi says that what? The Yerushalmi says that it's tachas the din of Rabbi Yochanan Ukus B'doi. That means somebody who Pashat Nevach dies after Rosh Hashanah. You know, in Eretz Yisrael, you hear the Levias. I don't know how it is in Lakewood here, but cars go around, and cars they go around with Ramkol. The Levaya from Pliny Amoni. The Levaya, you hear I hear Levias after Rosh Hashanah. Levias. So the Yerushalmi says the Levias is mikoach the din of Rabbi Yochanan Ukus B'doi. As they state in the Yerushalmi. So this is not like the This is not like the Bali. So the going holds the Bali is chaylik on the Yerushalmi. That's not that. Oh, but das steht da. So from the Yerushalmi, the Yerushalmi learns up Kipshuto that it's a what's name. It's not the same halach. It's going to referring to Elam Hazeh. No, if it's referring to Elam Hazeh, Motach HaKasha. So what's the din? From what's his name? What's the din of the Mishnah? What's the din of the Mishnah that I told you before, gentlemen? The Gemara says the Tanya Kol Nidonim B'Rosh Hashanah G'Zadin and Shalom Nechtam B'Yom HaKippur. What is the Mishnah? That's the Mishnah. So what's the chiddush in the Mishnah? What's the chiddush in the Kusutam Rabbi Yochanan? Mishnah Menachem Goin. The Goin says one is referring to the din of Olam Haba, and one is referring to the din of Olam Hazeh. The din of Olam Hazeh is that's the Mishnah, and the din of Olam Haba is referring to Rabbi Yochanan. But according to what the Yerushalmi is learning, so both of the dinim are referring to Olam Hazeh. They don't introduce that halacha. So the Turi Evan, he doesn't mention the Yerushalmi, but the Turi Evan zog that chiddush. Turi Evan Bechlau is chaylik on the shita. He says chaylik on this thing. He says, was doch noch Kisdoim Rabbechanan. So the whole din of Yom Kippur is not for Beinanim. It's not for Beinanim. The ganze Indian is not for Beinanim. And fragt sich von Akol, was tut sein? Sagt Yisoid. He says, Afal P that there's a ksivin a chasima in Rosh Hashanah for a Rosha, but if he does if he does a big mitzvah, a greisa mitzvah, she says the greisa mitzvah can tear up the chasima too. So he's like the Turiyah. Can tear up the chasima. And he comes to Chayir Kippur, and it's a naya chasima for him. Und sagt verkehrt echt. Tome afilo an Atzadik, who's nechtam on Rosh Hashanah for Chaim. Tome he does a gefährlich avera, gefährlich achilo Hashem. He tears up his chasima too, and he can be nechtam lamisa. So what steht doch a Yesod? Steht doch it's shaykh a change. Even there's a chasima, Tome there's a chasima, but the chasima can also change. Not like we understood before, our people going that once there's a chasima, the chasima cannot be changed, and that's the chesed gadol the Rebbeinu Shalom does for us. That we have only the chasima on Yom Kippur. Steht da mit der chasima kemen echad beiten. That's a chiddush, and that's the shita of the Chara of the Yerushalmi. If we hold that the Mishnah and Rabbi Kistar and Rabbi Yochanan are speaking in the same Olam Hazeh. That means the din of Olam Haba, according to them, is Lachar Misa. Pshas Misa, there's a psak of Olam Haba. What should he get in Olam Haba? The Rambam Shitas B'chlal, the whole din of psak of Olam Haba is when a person's Pshas Misa. Not every year do we have a psak in Olam Haba. Psak in Olam Haba is not for me to understand, but I'm looking at our tesis of this. There's in Yonim Olam Haba, which is a psak according to tesis every year. Person has under cheshbainis in Olam Haba chutzim Olam Hazeh. Okay, but that's according to Shitas tesis. But according to other Rishonim, some achlikas Rishonim basically. I didn't go into the whole matter, but some achlikas Rishonim. Many Rishonim don't disagree with tesis, and they say it's referring. Rabbi Kisar Rabbi Yochanan is also referring to Olam Hazeh. So he's referring to Olam Haba. What are we doing with the Mishnah? The teretz is the Mishnah is speaking b'Torah Stam, and b'Torah Stam it's possible to have everyone has a chance to change it. It doesn't mean it is changed. Rabbi Yochanan tells us Ein Chanami could be for tzaddikim. They have a chasima, la'alter l'chaim tevim, and Mishraim have a nebach chasima, but it could be changed. It could be changed. There could be a chasima noch a chasima. There could be a chasima noch a chasima. Even though there's a chasima l'teva, nebach, if a person does a gefer l'chavera, the chasima is ripped up, and what's his name? And the opposite is also true. Even though there's a chasima for bad, but if a person works and he makes a tzaka, well, the tzaka certainly works. He makes a tefillas rabim, or he does taka. What's his name? It's an emissary cheshbon to Rebbeinu Shem, and Rebbeinu Shem rips up the chasima and makes him a chasima on rips up the chasima that he had on Rosh Hashanah, and he gives him a new chasima on Yom Kippur. Shteitach, it's meglach a chasima noch a chasima. If that's the case, it's shayach a chasima noch a chasima. Shteitach a weiter a chidish. Those shittas that hold that shayach a chasima noch a chasima, those are the shittas that la'niyas daiti. I'm only saying it. Look, you can argue with me, and probably you're right, but was mir sagen, that Hashanah Raba is a piska teva, it's a pizara kodesh, or an emerson it's a Yerushalmi, it's a yom yedroshin, it's a Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi l'shit also, that the Yerushalmi holds that Eino Chanami, that the din can always be changed, even if there's a chasima. The Rebbeinu Shem can change the chasima if there's an atzerich godel. The Rebbeinu Shem changes the chasima. Hu adin lagabi Hashanah Raba. The last chance, there was a chasima on Yom Kippur. Oh, but good. Rebbeinu Shem changes. There could be a nocha chasima. You had a chasima, but the Rebbeinu Shem changes the chasima. And this is the din of Yom Yidroshin. And the Yerushalmi Lishit also. The Yerushalmi says, Zu Rosh Hashanah. Yom is the Rosh Hashanah. And the Yom is Yom what's his name? Yom Shmini Atzeres is the other one. Yom is the first Rosh Hashanah, is the first Ksiva. And the second Chasim. And the final is what's it? What is on the final? It's Hashanah Yom Kippur. What's going with Yom Kippur? It's a Chasima. Nein, a Chasima can bite sich. According to the Goin, once there's a Chasima, you can't change it. That was the whole Chiddush of the Goin. That's why Taisus had to learn the Hechrich. There was a din in Olam Haba and a din of Olam Hazeh. That's the way Taisus understood it. But that's what the Goin understood Taisus. But according to what we're saying now, there could be a Chasima. And afal became after the chasima, if a person is taka chayzer b'tshuva shlema and he does maisim tevim, whatever it is, if there's a change, there's a baitzich, there's a change over here. There's a what's his name? I don't understand it, but shteitach the Rebbeinu Shem gives us noch a chance, noch a chance. What's this? On afilu mit a chasima, noch a chance. Afilu mit a chasima is noch a chance. So this shita, the Zohar Kodesh, which is basically a Yerushalmi, the Shteitach and Yerushalmi, Yom Yidroshin. So the shita of the Yerushalmi and the shita of the Zohar Kodesh goes according to that shita that the machlekes of the there's no machlekes between the Mishnah over here and one because of Rabbi Yochanan. Not like we understand. One is referring to the din of Olam Haba, one is referring to the din of Nay, it's both referring to Olam Hazeh. Abraham became the chasima, even if there's a chasima, one can change a chasima. Sometimes it works to tefillah, a tzok of tefillah. Sometimes it works at tefillas rabim. Tefillas rabim have a kayach. Sometimes it works if you do an extra special mitzvah when you have kavonas gedolos, but the Rebbeinu Shem can change a chasima too. And that shita goes according to the shita. This is a chidush I wanted to say. Now I wanted to tell you one other nakuda here before I'm what's his name over here. And this is also noged. We take the lulav, and we nanea the lulav. And let me just read you Amuradik Chachma Shlomo over here. The ninua of the lulav is an inyan of kabbalas o malchus shamayim. Not the lulav. Lamala o lamata lekabo malchusa kamo b'krishma. So this is, the Rebbeinu Shalom gives us a chance to continue on being mamlechim, kamo b'krishma. Rakachila kavi b'kriyashma mamlechim also milamala tchila. Kriyashma were mamlechim and shamayim first. V'achar kach lamata. V'lechein havia ches b'echod kaidam hadalid. The ches comes before echod. Echod is the sheva rakiyim, the seven rakiyim, and then the dalid is the dalid ruchas of the what's his name? Kamosh kasav ha'peiskim. The ches marashu yochid hashivas rakiyim. The zayin arotzes, v'dalid hadalid ruchas. Avo belulav havi lehefich. Shetchila min aniyim ledalid ruchas. Go to the four ruchas, and then we go lamayla or lamata. V'achar kach lamayla lamata. V'hainu lahaschil the loses tchila v'achar kach liila. V'zeh ikar adover. V'nei yodua dalulav marames mashenitzchu Yisrael bedin b'Rosh Hashanah. U'vamed nitzchu hainu kisham k'moshe machazal. V'mesechta Rosh Hashanah himluchuni alechem kidei sheyala v'surchanechem lefanei l'teva. Im ken ayidei mashem mamlichim also yisborach lamata v'yomim melech al kol ha'oretz. That's what we did on Rosh Hashanah. Mem gemach the Rebbeinu Shalom kibiyocho a melech al kol ha'oretz. V'yosim also melech lamata tchila. V'lechein zecher zocha bedin. We were zocha bedin. V'kiven da'alulav merumas the nitzcho bedin. Menaneim bo tchila l'da'od ruchas. We're menada da'od ruchas. V'achar kach lamayla ulamata l'rama is the bezeba kabbalas malchus shamayim ze zochinu bedin. We were zocha bedin. V'kiven di ikra anaynuim havi belulav or bo nikr shezochinu badin or b'ameh zochinu l'kach mavorchinu. That's why we make the bracha on the lulav, not on the esor. Or b'zen nistaya minik shalonu l'nanei l'da'od ruchas tchila v'achar kach lamayla ulamata shalo k'minik ha'chasidim. Minik ha'chasidim is not a minik ha'chasidim. It's the minik of the Ariya Kodesh that they do. They start off lamayla lamata. B'zeh bor fi'eni yisrael Hashem yisborach. So when a person takes the dalaminim on a machtadan anuim, he's being basically mekabel o malchus shamayim. He's continuing o malchus shamayim, and he's continuing o malchus shamayim lamata, and then he's going lamala, like he did on Rosh Hashanah. We were mamlech the Rebbeinu Shalom, and what's his name? So when we take, and if the Klal Yisrael is zeicha badin, and we believe with Amunah Shlema that Rebbeinu Shalom is the Yochid, and he's the Kol Yochol, and he's everything, all the time. So that is the Amunah Shlema the Rebbeinu Shalom wants from us, and we're mamlech the Rebbeinu Shalom, and we're continuing to be mamlech even on Hashanah Raba. That's the piska, the last piska, and with that schus of that hamlochas shamayim lamata lamayla, we should be zecha yom yidreshin.